It seems to me that when I am confident and I think I know what I am doing, I am at my most dangerous. I forget to surrender myself to the source of true wisdom and go my own way, depending on my own wisdom and understanding, often crashing headlong into reality. I need to remember this passage more consistently to avoid these kinds of mistakes.
Proverbs 3 verses 7 to 8. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your body and refreshment to your bones.
This passage from Proverbs is often overshadowed by the more frequently quoted verses just before it, but I have found it to be just as important, if not more so, in certain seasons of life. It was one of my grandmother's favorites, and I understand why. The instruction is simple, but the implications are profound. It calls for humility, surrender, for reverence, and for a deliberate turning away from myself and my desires, yielding them to God and His will for my life. This posture affects how I think, how I choose, and how I respond to the world around me. I can look back on too many moments where I would have saved myself a great deal of grief if I had taken this advice seriously. The temptation to rely on my own insight is strong, especially when I feel confident or when I want control. But this passage reminds me that wisdom begins with surrender. It begins with acknowledging that God sees more than I do, knows more than I do, and leads better than I do. When I live with that kind of trust, I find that my decisions are clearer, my relationships are healthier, and even my physical well-being is affected. The more I let go, the more I gain. There is a promise embedded in this passage that I find both encouraging and convicting. When I choose humility and obedience, there's a refreshment that I will feel in my bones. It is a kind of refreshment that reaches into the core of who I am. I am increasingly convinced that our spiritual posture plays a crucial role in our overall health. I am still working on this, and I do not always get it right, but I am learning that when I stop trying to be wise in my own eyes and instead start trusting the wisdom of God and following where He leads, I experience a kind of peace that settles me from the inside out. My circumstances don't seem quite so unnerving, and I look at things from a larger view, rather than the myopic tendencies of looking just at the mess around me that comes with my dependence on my own wisdom. And that is my thought for today. God bless and have a great day.